Hi, I'm Joey Arnold, American English teacher in Vietnam, and I want to tell you all about my life. This is an outline with pictures. I was born 7 a.m. Monday, the 11th of February 1985. So that's a picture of me as a baby. And so I was born to my mother, Marilyn Kathleen Moorhead, and my father, Donald Melvin Rasp, or Arnold. My father was born a Rasp, but adopted into the Arnold family. My sister Katie G. Arnold, born 1980, 626. Brother Racer Skylar Arnold Rick was born 1982, 25. My parents' weddings was 1980, March 8th. My mother almost died or something while giving birth. My mother could have aborted me. I was born partly deaf, started wearing glasses my first year of my life. 1986 or so, I looked something like that in that picture. I eventually met my aunt and uncle, Karen and Jim Williams. I also met, I think, my mother's mom, I think, Ann Pickell, and she came from Seattle, Washington of the United States of America. I was born in America in 1985. This is an outline of my life. 1987, I started wearing glasses, maybe even when I was 1 year old, as far back as then. There was a tricycle accident outside or inside the trailer park, or in the trailer home, manufactured home. We grew up in the Rose Grove Mobile Home Park, a trailer park in Forest Grove, a small city with less than 20,000 people. I think I went to the hospital when I was about 2 or 3 years old and had some stitches. It was some deep wounds inside my head. On the top of my head, my skull or something, my skin or something. 1988. Met Tony, a Mexican neighbor, a few houses away and across the street. And also we went to Seattle. It was a trip. It was like a family reunion, and that's in Washington, USA. My mother got hit by a truck, and my brother saved me. It was when we went to see Katie in gymnastics in downtown Forest Grove, and then we went back home, and we were going across the highway, the Pacific Avenue, in 1988, and my mother didn't see a car or a truck that hit her, and then she had a broken arm. 1989, I was playing with some drums one day. I really love music. I want to be the next Michael Jackson since I was 8 years old. But this is 1989 or so, and I met a neighbor boy, Kyle Vanderzanden, and his father, Mike. And I think I was going horse riding around that time, and look at this, 1990, okay? My sister was born 1993, 4. Asked Christ to save me. Met Tiffany Russell Campbell. Maybe accidentally or purposely kissed Tiffany while playing house because my brother and his friend Jesse Ventura, they said, oh, we're teenagers and we got to learn how to kiss people, and you're the mother and the father and you got to show us. And yeah, I was a father and Tiffany was the mother, and we were like, okay, and we did it outside in the clubhouse in the front yard, and then on my bed, on the bunk bed in our room. Started watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoons and the movies. Started watching the Star Trek Next Generation. There's a bed frame accident. I went to the hospital because we were jumping on my mother's bed, running through the hallway and taking a big leap and jumping on the bed, and the bed is really bouncy and it's really fun. But then I missed and I ran into the bed frame, the metal bed frame with my head, and it didn't end well. And it kind of hurt. 1991. I started going to the Whiz Bang video store, or I don't exactly know when it happened. And we would go and buy videos, movies and video games for the Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and Super Nintendo, and other systems. Sometimes there's some games like Battletoads, Star Fox, Sky Fox, Kidnapped Tiffany Cumbo, took her to the Vacation Bible School at my church, the CBC. It's a Cornelius Community Baptist Church in Cornelius, Oregon. It's a city next to my home city, Forest Grove. Forest Grove is similar to Dalat City in Vietnam. It's nice. And maybe similar to Paris. I started attending the Word of Life Olympians. It's a Bible club. And I saw the Indians at a fair in Hillsboro and started eating spaghetti more when I was about 6 years old. I fell off my tree in the front yard. It's like an oak maple tree in the front yard. Maybe saved by an angel because I felt like I was falling down, like falling off the tree slowly. It was very mysterious. Here's me wrestling, and then me before we went to California. So we went to California to see my father's side of the family, my father's relatives. My father was adopted, and he didn't know a lot about his family, but my mother helped him get reunited with his family, and we went to Disneyland, and I started playing basketball and ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches around that time. And then I was 8 years old, and I started cooking my own oatmeal. And in the summer, we had a family reunion at Hag Lake in Forest Grove, or near Forest Grove, my home city, and I got lost there like the next week or something. And because we were going there, me and my brother and my father, and we rode our bicycles there. Maybe my older sister too, Katie, and they told me to keep on going, and I kept on going. But then I went to the lake, and then they were looking for something, and then they went back on the road, and then they went home. But I was at the lake because I thought they told me to go to the lake. But they were trying to tell me to go home, and then they had to try to find me. Eventually, they did, because I was walking home and I found there was a house. No, there was a car, and the car picked me up. You know, don't talk to strangers. But they picked me up. They took me to their house. We're watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the third movie, and they asked me for my phone number, and I said 163. Oh no, that's my house number. I didn't really know a lot back then, but eventually, like, they called the police, and the police knew what to do, and I didn't stay lost forever, but many times I would get lost, and now I still get lost, like, in the head. And I started watching the Power Rangers when I was 8 years old in 1993 in America. I started wanting to do a lot of things. My brain started working more in 1993. I wanted to be the next Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan, and like maybe like Will Smith, and maybe who like make movies like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. A lot of things, you know. I have a lot of dreams, but I also wanted to start to travel the world and help people. So I envisioned international missions, and in the fall 1993 met Bhakti and Gaia next door, and they were climbing our tree. And we became really, really good friends. And my mother took me to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. So I think I saw this movie before I got lost at Hag Lake. So in 1994, my dad bought me a rival turf for my 9th birthday. And my mother took me to see The Lion King, and also for Star Trek Generations for my 9th birthday in 1994. And I started watching cartoons like Arthur, and accidentally called 911 one time, and my mom blamed Katie, and I didn't really say anything, and it was a secret. Around this time, around 93 to 95 or so, I don't exactly know when, in 1995, like in July or so, I got lost at the Astoria Columns in Oregon, and because I was trying to take a shortcut and catch up with like my brother and some friends, were taking a hike up to the Astoria Columns, and you have to go through the forest, and you have to go up a mountain or like a hill. And I took a shortcut, and I got lost, and the police found me later. And there was like really, really high waves because we went to the beach, me and my Uncle Jim, and I felt like I was going to drown, and I can't swim. And then I told my aunt when we came back to their house that night, one day, like a Saturday night, and it was really, really scary, but it was okay. It was a lot of fun too. To make sandcastles and to go into the water, have some fun, at the beach or anywhere at the coast, hanging out with my aunt and uncle. I really, really enjoyed those times in my life. Like almost every summer, I would get a break from my normal life, and I was able to go to their house for the weekend. At least normally about 3 days. This a weekend once a year. Just like one time in the summer, like maybe in like June or July. And me and Crystal, my sister, we met Bill and Janet Bailey in 1995 or 1994 when I was about 9 or 10 years old. And I saw the Batman and Robin movie, and I invented the Ironic Mystic, which was a video machine like a Nintendo or a Sega or Sony, video game machine that was going to be universal, and you could put anything in it. Like you could put a Nintendo game into it, or a Sony game into it, or a Sega game, or anything like computer games, and it was gonna be so great, or something like that. But I continued to use it. Like I started using it like in 2000 or 2001 as like a pretend video company. Like a company that would help me make my videos, my home videos, in 2000 and in 2001 when I was about 15 and 16 years old. And I still talk about it, and I think it's a good name because I got the 2 words from the dictionary, just 2 different words, and I stuck them together based on the definitions of the 2 words. Ironic is like whoa, irony, and mystic, like mystery. In 1996, this is me from a video in 1996. In February, on like the 1st and the 2nd, all the way to like the 4th and the 5th, just for a few days, like for the weekend, we filmed the Power Rangers kids movie based on the first Power Rangers movie they really made. And so this was supposed to be the 2nd movie that we made, like a home video, and it was an hour long. And I started playing SimCity first, like in 94, 95, at my aunt and uncle's house. But then like I really wanted my own, and then later, like my father got me one, and there was a snowman video where I made a snowman, and then I'm dancing with a snowman. And in 97, there's a trip to Southern Oregon. Kitty was moving out. We got cable. 98, invented the Action Strip comic series, because I like to draw and sing and stuff and all these things, but I like to write. I started writing when I was 10 years old in 95, and this is where I just like I made a story, and I would draw pictures with a story of a Sparky, which is a firefly, and Jimmy, which is like a cricket. And then we went skating on skating with the homeschooling club. We have a homeschooling club, and also I got baptized at my church, and we were able to see the Max open. This is like a public transportation system. Like the bus is a part of the TriMet, and we were able to see like the Vice President Al Gore. Currently, at that time, the president was Bill Clinton. I took Crystal to the Portland Zoo by myself, and I was only like about 13 years old. We had an Awanas club, like a Bible club, at our church. And also, I was going to an Olympian club in the Hillside Bible Church. And in the summer, I went to the Seattle Splash, which is some kind of event for teenagers, and we went there with my church in Cornelius. and we went to Seattle, Washington. In '99, this is me in 1999. And this is from the Super Bowl, a Word of Life Super Bowl, the first one that I went to. And I was given the nickname of Cool Kid. There was a Y2K scare, July 99. First time to Word of Life West Coast Camp, Seattle 1999. Teens involved in Hillsborough Community Baptist Church, 2000. Filmed the movie I Want It Now with my guinea pig, Rah Rah Hercules Alberto, and trip to Idaho with the Cornelius Community Baptist Church youth group and the family reunion. There was a family reunion in Long Beach in 2000. I was 15 years old. As a family, we saw Castaway in the Forest Grove Theater. Met some people like Selena Wilner, Marcy Raines, Michael Goldwollen, Stuck, and some other people too at my high school. Other students. In 2001, this is from a video, Gangster Run, where I played a gangster named Red Dog. And Red Dog will come and get you, because he's from New York City, man. And then I also had another character from my guinea pig, Rah Rah, and Rah Rah would be like, "Hello everybody, I'm Rah Rah." Here's some of the classes from high school. 2002, we had a job interview at this place in Portland, Oregon, in the big city, where they make some multimedia educational things for children, comic strips and stuff. And Summer made another video with my brother called Phenomena, and another video where we went to the Jefferson's house and like had a picnic. And also we went to see my aunt and uncle again, like we normally do. And there was a weight training class in my high school. And then with the youth group that I would go to in Hillsborough, the First Baptist Church, we went to the Winter Youth Celebration at least 2 times. One in like 2002 and another time like 2003 or 2001. 2003. This is 2003. This is my high school senior picture. Became a high school girls basketball manager. I was in a creative writing class and economics class in high school, and also a drama class 1 and drama class 2. And I sort of took more of those. I really like drama. I love drama. I like making videos since I was 10 years old in 1995. Also, we had a child care class. December, I was in a lip sync. I was Sebastian, from the Little Mermaid. I was like a crab, like a lobster from the Little Mermaid. And I was in a lip sync where I have to do some like dancing and pretend to sing some Disney songs. Like I just sang the Under the Sea song. Under the sea, darling, it's better. Don't worry, it's better. Take it from me. And we like me and Karen and Jim, we went to see my mom's dad. So my grandfather's like the first time that I actually went to his house, and we went there 2 times. Like Christmas time, like in December 2003 and 2004, I think. I invented the pocket ball, similar to pool and carpet ball and gutter ball, for my high school senior project so that I could graduate high school. And I graduated high school, and then I went to Bible college in New York. And I was working at the camp, and then I went to the college, which is in the same place in New York, Word of Life Bible Institute, and the ranch is the camp at the same place in Pottersville, near Schroon Lake and near Albany, about 5 hours from New York City. I was a counselor at the Word of Life West Coast Camp for 2 summers, 2005 and 2006. Started the EA in New York, encouragement articles where I draw a picture of somebody and I write some like an encouragement note to say something like, oh, I like you, or you're so strong, or something. I say something nice about somebody, and I draw a picture of them. I say I talk about them like a comic strip, and it's like a little card, and I give it to them like a letter, but it's just like a playing card. I started doing that originally like around 1999 when I was about 14 or 15 years old. For people that I knew, like in youth groups, and then in high school, and then I was writing articles and printing them and giving them to people. I was a snow camp counselor at the Word of Life Bible Institute for 2005 and 2006. It's just like in the first part of the year, January, February, and March. The first 3 months of the year in 2005 and 2006. And I was a counselor with the Word of Life Rants at the Word of Life Bible Institute in New York in 2005 and 2006, just in the summer. And the summer is about 10 weeks long, from June to August. I attended the second year of Word of Life Bible Institute. 2006, we had a trip where we have to do some missions in another country. It's called Missions Reality, and I went to Quebec, Canada. And then I graduated to Word of Life, and I went to ABC, Appalachian Bible College, to study how to be a pastor and study some Greek. And I was there for a year at this Bible college in West Virginia, and also went to South Carolina for Thanksgiving with a friend and met his family. 2007, moved back in from my mother, and I was helping my mother, and I was also running out of money, running out of financial aid, so I stopped going to school. And my sister Crystal told me to work at the Salvation Army camp, the wilderness camp. So I was a wilderness counselor, and then I worked with the Revolution Hawaii, which is a mission trip in Hawaii with the Salvation Army. 2008, I was still doing Revolution Hawaii. We went to the Salvation Army boot camp, which is like a place to help people get back in touch with God, to get back, like, to inspire people to live for the Lord. Not like the military, not like being in the army. It's not that kind of boot camp. I went to the family camp in Hawaii, Salvation Army camp, and I was a wilderness counselor again at the Salvation Army Camp Karatli in Boring, Oregon. Me, Mike Kurtz, Janet Bailey, and some other friends, we saw Wall-E. And we also saw like Pirates of the Caribbean 3 in 2008 or 2007. And then my uncle Jim Williams died in August 2008. And we were going to have like a family reunion, but it turned into just like a funeral. And I was just going back to my home church, Hillsborough Community Baptist, on Sundays. In October 2008, I moved into my sister's old apartment, and she moved somewhere else, and it was good. And my sister Katie gave me a guitar, and I was a dishwasher at Kel's Irish Restaurant, and also an after-school assistant for a few months, from October 2008 till February 2009. And 2009, Katie gave me another guitar. April, I went in like a bus, like a Greyhound bus, and I visited Lincoln Hawk who was a youth pastor with the Salvation Army, and he knew me, and he wanted to see me, and we had some adventures, and we made some videos, and I also when I came back to Oregon, because I was at his house for about a week, and I came back and I made a video for some animal fur protesters in Portland, and I made a video on my guitar, and I can play a little guitar. I made a song. I wrote a song called "Animals Are Dying." Animals are dying. Animals are dying. Started going to some dinners things. These dinner things is for people with HIV, people with trouble like HIV and stuff. They have to go to some kind of community get-together groups to encourage each other, and I don't have these kinds of things like HIV or STDs or anything. I'm not gay or something, but I would go to it for the free food. 2010, I became a soldier in the Salvation Army, and I was a Redwood Glen Camp relief counselor in Scotts Valley, California. Met Farmer Hannah, adopted by Charlotte Battle. Started watching Criminal Minds and How I Met Your Mother. 2011, became a past basketball coach at the Moore Street, a Salvation Army Corps, like a church in Portland, Oregon. PDX. April 2011, I moved back in with my father, ran away from Charlotte Battle, an older woman who was helping me out because I needed a place to live, and I wanted to live in Portland, but I didn't have a job at the time. But she was helping me, and then I decided to go back to Forest Grove, and then I was working with my father for about 18 months in 2011 until November 2012 when I went to Vietnam. Finished watching all of the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I saw all 7 seasons. Moved to Bac Ninh, Vietnam. There was layovers in Japan and Singapore. Worked at the New Star Foreign Language Center in Bac Ninh. And then also at a Papa Foods restaurant. So I was working at the Papa Foods restaurant for about 2 months. So first at a school, and then at this restaurant for the first 2 months in Vietnam. Came to Vietnam in 2012 and invented this idea of original oatmeal for couchsurfing. There's me in 2013. Near the end of January 2013, went to Hanoi, was teaching English to people, and then also to in a museum in Hoa Binh. Then in Thanh Hoa. Also went to Thanh Hoa. And in February, moved to Ho Chi Minh City on the 10th of February. It was a Sunday, about 5 p.m. I went in the airplane from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City. In March, I started working for the Tan Phan Foreign Language School. And New Star, a different New Star school in the Thong Phu district of Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. Had to go to Cambodia for my visa. To make a new visa, I had to get a border stamp. So I was in Cambodia for 1 day, like a few hours on a Saturday, 1 day. Started teaching at the Leaf Pagoda for free. In September, I finished watching Dexter, all the episodes. Taught at this high school, the Wing Tai Sun High School in the Thom Binh district. Lost my 3rd bicycle in Ho Chi Minh City, and the Leaf Pagoda helped me, gave me some money from the students. Here's me in 2014, January 2014. There was Lee Pagoda Betrayal. February 2014, Mit Dai Trin, who's a retired Vietnamese English teacher. And my classes at the pagoda was canceled, but they never told me until they never really told me. That my students told me later. In June, I moved to District 4 to start teaching in District 4 more, instead of teaching all over, because I spend a lot of time riding my bicycle all over the city in different districts. I want to spend more time focused more in one area. There was a Dai Trin betrayal, just like the Kathy betrayal and the Lee Pagoda betrayal thing. Long story, but August I started teaching at the Mr. Ribs barbecue restaurant. That's when it started opening. It opened in August. One time I ate at the La Casa, a Mexican restaurant on Bouvian, District 1, at the end of August. It was only like about a week ago. And so it's like my first time going to a Mexican restaurant in Vietnam. So I haven't really had Mexican food in about 2 years. I used to eat Mexican food in America, but this is like my first time, like around like maybe like the 27th of August 2014, and I'm kind of like homeless just for now, but only for a month, and then I'm gonna have a new place, or my old place back, Mr. Ribs, and I'm teaching at Mr. Ribs like almost every night. And almost like this is the only place, mostly, I'm mostly only teaching here currently. So this is the date now. So it's the 5th of September 2014. I'm Joey Arnold. This is a brief outline to my life. This is my laptop. It has some holes. So I just want to say thank you for watching this brief outline of my life. I don't know if you can understand it. I'll try to make some better videos about this later, but this is just a rough draft. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.